Hey guys, welcome back to another video. These are some of the photos that I took throughout the entire day. This video will have everything from the beginning until the end. So yeah, it is a long video, but check out the timestamps for each part of the day and stick around. I hope you enjoy. Alright, I just got here. I drove 2.5 hours to get here, or 2 hours and 5 minutes. I am going to room number 5201, which is right up there, or S201, one of those two. Hi. How are you?
You're early.
I am very.
I'm sorry, I'm saying early, but I don't even know what time it is.
I am a little early. I actually got here way early because you never know how. You never know, and I don't want to be late.
Yeah. How was traffic?
I got here in 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Not bad.
Just not bad, right?
Commute.
So of course, when you get there, you introduce yourself, or if she already knows you, which in this case she did, say hi, how are you? You know, get your stuff ready. This is me getting my stuff ready. I have 3 lenses that I use here, the 35, the 50, and the 85. Actually, I use the macro as well, so 4 lenses for the getting ready. I'm the caterer. I have food for you guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm the photographer.
I was like, whoa.
I got you all excited, sorry. Do you guys know where her details are? Her shoes or everything? Jewelry? No?
Where did Maya go? Is she here?
This is earrings and necklace?
The rings are with the ring barrel.
Okay, I'll get them later.
Okay.
You have your engagement ring on though?
No.
He has it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get it then. Where is he?
He's next.
Next door, right?
Next door, yeah.
I figured.
Next.
I had plenty of time and I like a little breathing room too, so I'll go outside and look for spots that I like, and I found this spot. I really like the reflectiveness of these tables, and so this is what I got. So now I went over to the groom's room, or one of the groomsmen's room, and I got these other details, which are the ring bearer's box and the rings. So here I am getting photos. So not everywhere is going to be the best photo. My first choice was to use this chair, and I used it and I thought it was all right, but it could be better. So I'm using the macro lens, and these are the results I got, which is okay, but I tell you, I really like the reflective nature of some of the material, some of the surfaces. So whenever I find something that's going to be reflective, I'm all about that. And so I use this white table here to give me those results. I am doing a little bit of video as well, and I can get this really fast with my macro, and these are the photos I got. What do you think? Do you like reflective shiny surfaces like that? So yeah.
Okay. Do you have an extra belt by any chance? Belt? Yes.
Michael? Maybe if you turn your body a little bit so that you're not like that, and then
Okay.
yeah, and then let's get you. Is there a maid of honor?
Her.
Okay, you're good there.
Okay.
So then let's come right here. So one of you or two of you is gonna be behind. So something that's really difficult for me is to have my GoPro on during every part of the day. So there are parts that I missed here, like hair getting makeup and just generally getting ready. So I'll show you some pictures I got of that. But here, it is a challenge also to figure out how to position all these people. You want to make sure you move everything from those little side tables. I just removed something that was there. The light is coming from the right, and so figure it out to get everybody's face and you'll be good. Here, perfect. Everybody look at the bride. Look how pretty she is. look at your favorite bridesmaid.
I can't cross my eyes.
Try and go for a big hug, guys. Like squeeze in there, give her a hug. Look over here though. I don't cover anybody's face. Let me see. All right, look over.
Oh, my big ass head.
So I'm using my 50mm here, and I have my ISOs a little higher because I want to have my aperture like a 3.5 or higher, because I need to get them all in focus. These are some of the other photos I took that morning.
Thank you.
There's one shot that I want to get of you. I'm gonna get this shot twice of you.
Call mom and tell her to come here because I'm gonna get ready in my dress. Okay.
I'm gonna. Hold on.
We're done.
Maya, should we start dressing up too?
They're good, right? They're ready to go.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Okay. Do you need anything from us?
I'm gonna leave this here if you don't mind.
No. Okay. Do you want? Let me give you your bouquet. Noemi.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm taking this one.
So there's this photo that I really like. I learned it from this photographer, Nikon photographer called named Cliff Mautner. Have you heard of her? He's pretty cool. I don't like all his photos. I think they're a little dark, but I did learn a lot from him. Probably more from him than anybody else, except maybe Pi Jerza. So I used the 85 millimeter to get this shot that you're about to see.
Okay.
So look over here. Stay like that. Good. Look out the window for me. Stay like that. Chin down, eyes down. Let me get your eye. Chin down. And then eyes down. Still facing that way though. Chin down, eyes down. Stay like that. So I had her sitting on a chair, but I got her to sit on the floor so I can have the background be just the floor, and it looks better than having a chair with the background, with the floor. You know what I mean? This looks nice to me. I have it at 1.4, focus on her eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the blue one on those.
You need me?
Yes. Voy a mover esto un poquito, aquí nomás. Más para hacer un poco más espacio. Nomás para que le...
Okay.
So I also don't have GoPro footage of this, but you just saw me move furniture around to get these photos. So I'm using the light coming from the left-hand side right there to get these really nice pictures. And I had the bride turn towards the light, and I got some photos of her by the window with a neutral background. This is the best that I could hope for without any kind of clutter in the background. And I really like these. Alright, so now we're at the ceremony site, and I have my 70-200 out, always for a ceremony, even for dark indoor churches. But, you know, lucky for me, we're not indoors. Plenty of sunlight here, maybe a little too much, but, you know, it'll be in some people's faces, sometimes in mine, but it'll be good. So I take photos of the crowd, I take photos of them coming off the boat, anything that you can take photos of. You don't want to just sit there or stand there doing nothing, right? So you take photos of everything you see and you capture it, candid photos. And in the end, you'll have so many photos to give to your clients. So for the entrances, I'm using my 35mm, not the 70-200, because it is a short little walk and half of it is in the sun. So you see, when I'm taking the photos is before they hit that little patch of sun. So it is possible here to be able to get photos of them walking in and then looking back, taking some photos, see how he's look back and get his reaction, and got some photos of her. It is possible for you to do that. You don't need two photographers. I often hear how you need two to be able to capture both. I'm like, that's not true. It is easier, but it's not true. You know, you can't do it on your own. So this is the thing that I do to cover ceremonies, and I think it's probably what you all do, but I like to think that I have it all covered. Everywhere that I go, whether it's to the left, to the right, down the middle, or somewhere in between all that, I make sure to get photos of everything worth taking photos of. Not just the couple, but I'm also talking about the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, the parents, sometimes maybe even the guests. Although the guests not so much, because, you know, you're not going to take photos of all the guests, but you're going to get photos of everybody. There's only so many different ones that you can take during the ceremony, but you definitely don't want to miss the ones where they have these expressions on their face when they're smiling and laughing. You want to capture all that, and for that you need to be vigilant and be ready. So look, I move to the left, and the sun is coming. It's coming really, like, it's coming. And so it's going into my lens, and it's causing a little bit of a lens flare. That's why you saw me hide behind that bush to cover some of that light right there. So I'll use my 70 to 200, but I'm also going to use my 35 so that I can get a variety of photos, okay? And then in this position, whatever photo that I can get of the bridesmaids, groomsmen, whatever, you take it. And you get such variety that way. I have one more lens that I am taking out in the middle of the ceremony. It's already on my camera. I prepared for this because I wanted this shot. This is my 14 to 24. I don't use it all the time. It's just for a few shots. So yeah, I thought ahead and I thought to myself, I'm gonna get this shot, the 14 to 24. Put it back. Literally, that's it. That's why I have this $2,000 camera, and I don't even know how much that lens cost me anymore. $1,400. It's the Sigma Art 14 to 24. I used it again at some point in the day, but for the ceremony, I just needed and I just wanted that one shot. So look, I moved to the right, get some photos of them. See, everywhere you go, you take photos. I really don't think that officiants, or not the officiants, they don't do this part, but coordinators think about this part where they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't put the bride where the sun is hitting her in the face. Maybe that's something we should think about before. I never really feel like anybody thinks about that. The only one that's ever really thought of that is this coordinator that I work with. She's awesome. Yamileth from Magical Events by Yami. She's good. But everywhere I go, I have to be the one to tell him, hey, maybe you might want to switch it up and not be on that side. Even though you rehearsed it for that side, you might want to be on the opposite side. So look, right here they're walking and they did the kiss right in front of me. And there's nowhere for me to back up here, right? So I wanted them to do it a little bit before so that I can get the shot a little bit better. I had a little bit more space, so maybe I could have backed up more, but we had discussed it, and I thought that we're gonna do it a little earlier, not so close to me. Yeah, it makes sense to do it at the end of the walkway, but that's not. There wasn't enough space to get all of that. So, anyways, that it turned out to be a good shot. It's no big deal. I liked it. They loved it, so it's all good, you know. Continuous focus. Down the middle of the path, and that's how you get those shots. All right.
I don't know. Here or?
I was about to ask you. You guys can have your moment, and then I can just take some pictures.
Okay.
But if I can get one or two,
Yeah.
sit down right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Does this not?
Are you guys gonna go out there? I thought you were trying to go out there. I'm like, man.
I know, right? It's a little risky.
Just sit down right there. Yeah.
We are gonna share our vows now.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, then just look at me once for one picture, and then do your thing.
Oh.
But put your butt on the other side, like so you guys are closer together. There we go. Look at me first. Good. Look at her. Look how pretty she looks. Good. Bring him in for a kiss. Good. Look at me one more time. Put your arm around her, yeah, dude? There we go. Give her a kiss on the cheek right there. Good. Turn towards each other. Go forehead to forehead. Go forehead to forehead. Looking at each other. There we go. Just go get close. Don't you wedding photographers out there feel so special sometimes? I mean, you're the ones going to the most intimate spots for the bride and groom when they go off to take their pictures. Like nobody else does that except you. You're the wedding photographer. So look, in retrospect, there's one thing about this whole scene that really bothers me. And that is that glass right there, and it bothers me. I should have, in retrospect, you think, oh shit, I should have moved that. But in the moment, it was such a nice moment. You're in this boat, the sun is setting, and the photos turn out really nicely, just what I wanted them to be. I'm exposing for their faces. The only other thing that I could have done here is used off-camera flash to use that, get photos of that sunset, but there's no way I was gonna do that in a boat. So I'm using all natural light, and I really like them. After we went off in the boat, we turned back to that island where we had the ceremony. There's nobody there. I got a ton of photos here. Look, these are different than the other ones because I did use off-camera flash for a few photos to get more of the even lighting, right? Or I exposed for the background and I added light to them. It gave me a different kind of picture, but I really like these natural light ones. I mean, they're pretty and they love them, and that's what really counts.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys excited for this wedding reception? Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, I will be introducing a few people. When I call them out, I want you all to scream as loud as you can. Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Naomi and Tanya.
So I'm using off-camera flash to the left. You can see it right there. And I am using continuous autofocus for them coming in. I feel like Nikon gets such a bad rap when it comes to the autofocus. Look, it does the job, man. You guys all think your Sonys are going to be so good, like they're magical cameras that can focus on the exact pair of eyes that you want them to focus on because the cameras are that good. Look, man, you want to spend that much money on your camera, that's fine. If you wanted to buy a Nikon Z6 II or some other $2,000 comparable camera from Canon or Fuji or whatever, I guarantee you they're going to do such a good job for you that you don't need to spend $5,000, $4,000 on a camera. You just don't need to. This is a business, right? So you don't just go off buying all the latest and greatest gear like some people I know. Andy, yeah, he gets all the newest cameras, and that's all good. That's what you want to spend your money on. But if you're a good photographer, I feel like you don't need that. And Andy's a good photographer, but he feels like he wants all the latest and greatest gear. I just don't feel like he needs it, and I don't feel like I need it. Single point autofocus is what I use most of the time anyways. Look, they're not moving. You don't need this autofocus system that's so good that's gonna follow their eyes. You don't need it. And I get really good pictures. I like my pictures, like a lot. The lighting is really simple, but I guarantee you somebody else would make it even more simple, and they would just put a light on a camera and shoot direct flash. And that, to me, is probably the nastiest, most horrible thing you can do for nighttime photos. You want to have some direction to the light, some dimension to the photo, right? Photography is all about light. So look, I have my AD200 to the right hand side, and I'm basically waiting for them to make the turn so that I know my flash hits them in the face, not on their backs. So I wait for them to make the turn. I have single point autofocus. I have shallow depth of field. I'm exposing for the background and then adding light. So I wait for them to make the turn, and look at my autofocuses. I'm waiting. Probably took this a little too soon. I know I took them too soon, and I don't know what's going on here. The bride's saying something. So I wait for them to resume, wait for her to make the turn, and once they do, bam, 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 get the shots. You only need a couple rotations, maybe even just one rotation, and you get these nice pictures. I really like these pictures. When you go to a studio and a photographer has a light, they usually have it on a light stand, and they usually have like a softbox, right? That gives you nicer light. I know a lot of you aren't studio photographers. I know I'm not, even though I try to be. But that's something I think everybody knows. Get the light off of the camera and use off-camera flash. So why don't event photographers do that all the time? The reason being is because sometimes they say it takes too long, sometimes there's no space. I'll give them the part where it says sometimes there's no space. I understand that, but look, I'm surrounded by people here. This is proof, I think, that you can do this even with limited space. And I think that the results speak for themselves. Yes, there's some shadows, but dude, I guarantee you there would be shadows if you use direct flash. You just can't bounce your life away with flash, you know. There's nothing to bounce off of here, you know. And even if there were, I wouldn't bounce flash. You would maybe, and that's all good. You like your results like that. You like everything just kind of washed out with flash because it bounced up and draped all over your scenery. I want it to be more direct. I want it to have more direction, and so I really advocate for the fact that you should be using off-camera flash. I have these people that seek me out now and wanting to come with me so I can teach them what I know, and that makes me feel kind of good, you know. But the thing
Dance floor, and we're gonna take a group picture with the bride and groom. Y'all cool with that? Alrighty, so this something. Let's ask the photographer. Oh,
Get him over there.
background.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have everyone come back here, and then let's have the bride and groom in the front.
So one thing I did not know that they were going to do was big group shot. I have my 35 and 85 mil lens on, so here I am grabbing my camera with the 14 to 24 and heading back out there. Didn't even lock or tie my my bag back up. Oh, I dropped the lens cap. Forgot about that. I have my light set up right there. We're gonna work with the DJ here to have him do what I want, so I don't have to just shout it out. I put my camera down because it's not strapped, so I'm just getting ready. Grab this camera. I do have the what is that, the speed light, but I'm using that to control the flash. Nothing is really coming off that light.
You take the last picture.
Yeah.
Just give me like a thumbs up right before you take it. So I can have some. Okay.
And remember, if you can't see the camera can't see you. And I'm just a DJ. Let me stop. Y'all want to hear a joke?
Okay.
What did the statue say to the other statue? What? Now say, is that you?
So I ended up with these photos and I really like them. I think we got a good variety there. So now comes the dancing part, alright? I'm gonna fast forward through a lot of this. You can see me just going bam, 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 taking shots. I have my light off camera, and I really think that the results you get from off camera are just so much better than direct flash, man. I hate direct flash. I think it's so boring. I think that if a photographer does that, like, it's just because they're being lazy, or maybe because they don't know other ways of doing it. And I understand everybody has their style, but it's just hard for me to imagine why somebody would use direct flash if they're a professional. I just don't get that. But, you know, whatever. Sorry that I won't rant about it anymore. It's just that I know some people that charge a lot of money for that, and sometimes I think to myself, you know what? It would be easier just to make it easy for me and just put a speed light on my camera and go around taking photos. Bam, 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 bam. But that's not what I want to do, and probably not what you want to do. So how do you take photos during a reception? I'm really curious, actually. Tell me, not just to get comments down below. If you want to follow me on Instagram or somewhere else, follow me and we can talk. I like talking about cameras. I like talking about how you do stuff. I started making these videos because when I sit here editing photos, I watch other people's behind the scenes and how they do it. So, you know, I'm really curious. I'm actually really, really interested. I really want to make other types of videos, not just GoPro footage of this, but I actually want to make like tutorials. I want to show you more in depth why I use the gear that I use and how I use it. Maybe one day, but right now it's busy. And I don't know if some of you know, I have a newborn. And even though my wife does the bulk of the work with her, it's still busy for me. I had 16 weddings in October alone. That's crazy. 16 in 1 month. And so, I'm really busy. But I hope that you like these photos, and I hope that you stick around for more videos, and I hope that you stuck around for this whole video, because I know it's quite a bit. But I'll be doing a lot. I've been taking my GoPro to every single wedding, trying to get as much footage as possible to be able to show you just different weddings, different scenarios. And like I said, in the future, I'll have more in-depth videos about everything, the settings I use for off-camera flash and everything else. So thank you for watching. Have a great night.